All right, today we want to welcome Makana Stone to the program. Makana is a 2020 graduate of Whitman College and one of the finest players to come through the Blues women's basketball program. She finished her career ranked in the top 5 in career points and rebounds. And I think everybody knows she was named to last year's D3 Hoops All-America team. And Makana now comes to us from England. She's competing overseas, playing at Loughborough University while also pursuing a master's in exercise physiology. So you're just down the road from your teammate Maddie Burdett, right? Is that correct?
I am. I'm like 30 minutes away from her. If I just gotta hop on a train, I'm hanging with Maddie.
Have you gotten to see her since you've been there? Well, I know you've been quarantined. We'll get to that, but I mean.
Yeah, no, because we're trying to plan something. But I did get here. I quarantined, then I got out, and then she got here. She quarantined, and then she got out, and then I went back into quarantine. So it's been a struggle.
She's in your league, right? Their team?
Yeah.
All right. So you excited to get a chance to play against her?
Yeah, it's gonna be different. I mean, we were teammates for so long, so I think it's gonna be fun to, see each other on the other side of the court. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be a great time. A little different competition.
I know you guys are the cornerstone for years here at Whitman, and now you'll be going against each other.
I know it's gonna be great though.
So we exchanged emails prior to today's interview, where you talked about, and I quote, your pre-quarter life crisis.
Yeah.
So I know you sought some counsel from a few former Whitman basketball players, and then you made a decision to continue your education and playing career. What you brought you that decision and where you're at now?
Yeah. I mean, I knew I wasn't done playing basketball. But I mean, as any athlete knows, your time on the court is limited. So I'm just one of the things that got me here was just trying to play as long as I possibly could while I could. But also keeping in mind that, gotta have a career at some point other than my basketball one. So really just in my pre-quarter life crisis, started to realize what I really wanted to be doing. And I realized I really love working with other athletes and youth athletes. So kind of mixing that together, I realized kind of working within the athletic community was where I wanted to be. And so with my science background, with my basketball background, I've just thought the exercise phys masters was the place to go. And Loughborough is rated #1 for exercise sciences in the world. So with that and their elite basketball program, it all worked out.
Now you're in the middle of your preseason. You mentioned that you had a scrimmage that was canceled due to the virus. You also said you're self-quarantining right now, but we just mentioned you're in your second quarantine, one when you got there and the one right now because you had a couple teammates you're living with test positive. Is that correct?
Yeah, 2 of my teammates tested positive, and they're both in my house. I live in a house with 9 other girls, and so our whole team had to end up self-isolating in our 2 respective homes. Luckily, the girls are doing okay. They're recovering well, but yeah, we had to self-isolate for a little bit just until they got better.
And I take it you're doing well. You seem good. Is that good?
I think I'm doing surprisingly well. Like people are like, "Oh my gosh, like are you okay? Are you going insane?" But I've been keeping myself pretty busy.
How overall has the pandemic affected the season and just your day-to-day life?
Yeah, so I mean, one of the things I was excited about was just being able to practice with the team, get on the court, and also get into a gym, start lifting, start, building some body mass. But I think, I mean, like coronavirus has already set that back. We have to schedule times to get in to shoot, things that really just came easy before Corona hit, being able to just walk into a gym and put up some shots, or just go work out. but now it's everything is very scheduled. And then, of course, if someone were to catch it or come in contact with somebody who had coronavirus, you just have to be extra cautious, and sometimes that sets you back a little bit. But I mean, we're we're just kind of rolling with the punches right now. Yeah, like you said, we were supposed to have kind of like some preseason scrimmages um, within the month that I've quarantined. Um, but yeah, like I said, we're rolling with the punches, and our rescheduled scrimmage is for this Sunday actually. So I get out this week and we'll be playing, hopefully.
Now, is your teammates scattered around town? Because I know some of you are living together, some not.
Yeah, so most of us are in this 9-bedroom house, and then um, the other girls are, I think, just down the street. I actually haven't been able to go see their house yet, so
Oh,
yeah.
so I wanted to shift to your time at Whitman. Last season obviously ended unfortunately when the NCAA tournament or NCAA canceled the remainder of their tournament. You guys are in Maine, set to play Oglethorpe in the round of 16 when you got word at practice that the tournament canceled. I was there with you guys, and I got to see the reactions, and spoken to a few players. But I know it's a little different for you because you were on the sideline going through concussion protocol, watching your teammates win two great games in Iowa to get to where you guys were, um, and then you were cleared to play against
Yeah.
Oglethorpe. Just talk about those emotions.
Oh my gosh, John, that was just a roller coaster. I mean, heartbreaker. Let's talk about that. You know, I was so mentally ready. I mean, one, to cheer on my team when they did get those 2 big wins, because I mean, that's what I could bring to the table, and when they pulled through and, like, they did what I knew that they could do, like, I was so stoked, and it wasn't even until after that I was like, "Oh, man, like, I think I can play next game." So then, like, that just elevated me even more, and I was just hyped. Yeah, and then we get to Maine, and we're ready to go. And I mean, that was just a crusher. I think the biggest thing for me was I knew I was playing after Whitman, um, but I wasn't going to be playing with those girls anymore. And that team really is like a family to me. I still talk to the girls here and there. Um, and like we all have each other's backs. So I think that was probably the most emotional part of the whole thing, is just not getting or not knowing when my last game with all those girls really was. But yeah, and so I mean, now it's kind of just looking forward and being excited for what season they can get, and hopefully what season me and Maddie can get, and just looking forward.
Great. Well, Makana, I want to thank you for coming on the program. It's a pleasure talking to you, hearing about what's going on in your life right now, and then revisiting a little bit of the past. So thanks a lot for coming on, and best of luck to you. All right.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good one.